Hello friends, in this video we're going to be tasting a new addition to our collection of teas, Vietnamese red tea, uh, Chau Secret Forest. This is the red tea. You can see the leaves. Um, it's a long, beautiful, twisted leaves. And they come from one of the Vietnamese northern provinces, Lai Chau. The tea comes from a varietal that is a non-sinensis varietal. It's a local varietal for Vietnam. Local people call it Shan. My guess that it is close to Assamica, Sinensis var Assamica. The tea is a wild tea, truly wild tea that comes from a forest, ancient forest. It's called secret forest, and tea trees stand tall. They're hundreds of years old. Nobody knows how old they are. They were intended for hundreds of years. And because the forest is a remote location and the trees stand tall, it takes a lot of effort for tea producers to collect the leaves. So they do it in batches. So each batch of tea is unique. Each batch of tea is unlike another batch, and instead of mixing them all together, the farmer that this tea is getting sourced from, he's producing this tea in batches. So this batch is also unique, and once it's gone, the next batch is, if we're gonna get the next batch, is gonna be different from this one. So just from this standpoint, it's a very peculiar tea. So let's brew it, and let's see what it tastes like. We're gonna be using this glazed gaiwan, 80 milliliter gaiwan, and the ratio that we're gonna be using is 1 to 20, 1 gram of tea to 20 milliliters of water. So we're gonna be using 4 grams of tea for this brewing. And let's warm up gaiwan and warm up the tea and see what it smells like and tastes like. So even from the completely dry leaves, the aroma is already quite intense. It's very strong, and I would characterize it as tropical fruits aroma. And let's place the leaves inside of the gaiwan. Warm them up. So this is a high mountain wild red tea from northern province of Vietnam. Usually I would not use boiling water, but in case of this tea, boiling water is okay because this tea is very enduring, heat enduring, and hot water helps it to open up. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna be using water a little bit of boiling. The aroma is so strong. I would say that yeah, definitely tropical fruits, like maybe mango and papaya notes are the strongest. And yeah, for the first brew, I'm not gonna put directly on the leaves. I'm gonna pour on the side, And the first steeping, I'm gonna keep it short in order to establish first what this tea needs. So I always prefer to keep the first steeping short, because if anything, if I feel that it wasn't enough time or the water wasn't hot enough, I can always adjust it on later infusions, on later steepings. So it's easier to compensate when you underdo something, but it's harder to fix if you overdo something. So the first brew is very bright. This tea doesn't require a rinse. You can drink it, enjoy it just like this. Very nice bright brew, very clean, no cloudness. Very pleasant, sweet and sour tropical fruits aroma. We try to keep in our collection every tea to be unique in some way, and for us the uniqueness of this tea lies in its very strong tropical character. We haven't had a tea from that region, from that part of Asia, that would have such a tropical aroma and taste to it. So the first brew is light and bright. The mouthfeel is quite rounded and refreshing. And the taste is mildly sweet with pleasantly sour. I'm gonna discard the rest of the first infusion. And I'm gonna continue brewing it without reheating the water. Let me first smell the tea. Oh, very strong. I didn't even expect how strong it would be. Very strong tropical aroma with some sweet notes in the aroma that I cannot identify yet. Maybe caramel. Very interesting. So I wanted to say that, oh, and if you can see, the leaves didn't open up yet, so they still kind of in their original state, tightly twisted. I'm I'm not gonna reheat the water for this one. I don't think it's necessary because I'm brewing it. I'm heating up the water in a cast iron tetsubin kettle, and once it heats up, it retains heat pretty well. So the water is still hot, and for red tea you don't need like boiling hot water. And but this time I pour it directly onto the leaves because I want to open them up a little. As you can see, they didn't open much from the first infusion. This time we held it for a little longer, and the brew is a little darker. Beautiful bright yellow color, now with a tiny bit of orange hues. And I'm using a cup with a larger opening, with a larger open surface, so the tea can cool off a little faster. Still, the predominant notes are always like tropical notes, but right now I can also feel like some maybe sweet potato notes in it. Same in the cup. Very bright. Bright and refreshing. I would call it like a good weather tea. Very suitable for good sunny weather. It's like a spring mood in a cup. It's an interesting combination of taste that is on one hand is very bright, on the other hand is quite rounded. Yes, tropical notes are definitely predominant in it. The finish is long. Um, it's long and refreshing and makes you crave for more. Interesting. I would not call it mouth-watering. It's not mouth-watering and it's not astringent either. But it has this like returning aroma. It's the cup smells wonderfully. Uh, Gong Dao Bay smells like perfume, but in a good sense. And surprisingly, I can pick up some like perfume notes in it. Very nice. So for the third steeping, I'm gonna actually boil the water and see how well it endures, hotter water. The leaves are just starting to open up to unroll. Very slender leaves. The aroma of this tea is something unbelievable. I wish it could translate in the video. I wish you could feel the aroma of this tea, but it is really something special. And still lingers in the cup. In Gong Dao Bay is just insane. I think it's even stronger in Gong Dao Bay than it is in Nagaiwan. Very interesting. Trying to decide whether I want to pour directly on the leaves or on the side, and I decided I want to pour it on the side. I want to be gentle to the leaves. Have some mercy on them. And since it's boiling hot water, maybe I'm not gonna keep the brewing time for too long. I think that's enough. At this point, the color of the brew doesn't change much, stays about the same. So very clean, no cloudness. Let's give it like a minute to cool off a little. Enjoy the steam of tea rising up. Very well balanced sweetness and sourness. I would say that it is a little bit on a sour side, but it's a very pleasant sourness, not the one that makes your teeth clench. Very bright, very uplifting energy comes from this tea. And though it's hot, it's also very refreshing. I'm just observing myself, and I can say that unexpectedly, because usually that's not the case with the red teas for me personally, but unexpectedly I can already tell that these 3 cups put me in a better mood. I don't know if you noticed, but like the more I drink it, I smile like more and more. It's just I can't get rid of the smile on my face. Beautiful tea. Beautiful tea, one of my favorites. Uh, I'm glad we were able to get some of it because that batch was coming to an end, and we were able to secure a couple of kilos. And I think I'm gonna finish recording this video, but I'm gonna brew one more cup just for myself to enjoy in solitude. And if you're interested in this tea, you can find it in the description and in the first link, and sign up to our newsletter to stay in the know, to be aware of our new arrivals, uh, to get notified about special deals, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.